The SEC is getting hammered over the last week. Will we win, or is this just another ploy, another distraction as we look this way with a whole nother narrative going on this way? So, in today's video, I'm going to break down how the SEC is getting absolutely hammered right now. And during this, they say that now Ethereum is a security. I'm also going to break down how Jerome Powell is holding rates steady and what I believe is going to happen with the markets on the back end of this year. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. We get hundreds of questions when I talk about how I ensure my wealth. I have a licensed insurance agents in all 50 states to help you with a free, absolutely free consultation to have a discussion around insuring your wealth and insuring your family. It's in the description down below. You can click the link to set up a free consultation. I personally use Index Universal Life. It's also in the description of this video. You can also set up a free or download the free book. On the back end of every video, I break down my 5 pillars of wealth and what I'm doing, and you can see exactly my pattern. So let's break this down today. First of all, things are rapidly changing on a daily basis. Now, all of a sudden, the SEC is attempting to classify Ether as a security. Several US based companies reportedly received subpoenas from the SEC related to attempts to label Ether as a security. I thought Ether got a pass. And then XRP was a security. Now we found out XRP is not a security. And now they're saying Ether is a security. I mean, how confusing is this? This is why I take no thought, I take no emotion, and exactly why I set up an exit plan. Because first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. It's the same pattern every single time. And if you don't have an exit plan during these volatile times, you are going to be the exit liquidity. So we're going to listen to this right now. This is the oversight hearing of the SEC's overreach, where they're hammering the SEC over their gross overreach and just egregious activities. So check this out.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Hill, who is also the chair of the subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, inclusion, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank the chairman. I thank our panel for being with us today. We've heard directly from the SEC director level officials over the course of the last few months, and we've certainly enjoyed having Chairman Gensler here to have his point of view on behalf of the commission. So it's great to have your expertise, and we thank you for being with us. You know, not only has the SEC lost in the court of public opinion, even on a bipartisan base here on Capitol Hill, but the agency is now getting trampled by the federal courts as well, especially as it relates to digital assets. In July 2023, a New York judge determined that Ripple Labs did not violate federal securities law by selling its XRP token on public exchanges. In fact, in that case, they were referred to as being arbitrary and capricious. Last August, the court rejected the SEC's reasoning for blocking Grayscale's Bitcoin trust from converting to an exchange-traded fund. And just in the last few days, a Utah judge imposed sanctions on the SEC for, quote, bad faith conduct and, open quote, gross abuse of power, close quote, that the commission had demonstrated in a case against Dropbox. And this is important because we haven't talked about this in a long time in this committee. And as a result of that gross abuse of power, the commission is required to pay the legal fees, which means that our constituent tax dollars are now being used to pay for the SEC's overreach and failure.
Boom. There you go. It can't get more clear than that, guys. There is a radical separation happening. Consciousness, politics, money, everything is, even Jerome Powell's like, hey, listen, this is Congress policies. I'm trying to control inflation. That's what I'm here to do. But Congress policies is what's messing up the economy. So this came out. Coinbase allies joined crypto firms' case against the SEC. Paradigm, the Crypto Council for Innovation, and others weigh in to support Coinbase efforts to push the SEC security regulator for crypto rules. They are going after the SEC. Okay, now I want to share this with you guys, and I'll share with you what I think is going to happen with the economy, just my opinion. So this was, these are the things I enjoy. This is the FOMC future, the FOMC, excuse me, the press conference on March 20th, 2024. We were told, remember, that 3 interest rate reductions were going to happen. But now the inflation is still sticky, guys. So we're in this delicate balance right now, this delicate tightrope. Now, the good thing as an investor, hear what he's going to say. They're going to start to loosen up policy on the back end of the year, obviously before the presidential election. And with the Bitcoin halving in April, that's going to make Bitcoin go up. The supply is going to go down. Supply and demand. There's more demand than there is supply. That's going to go up. The profits are going to start to go into altcoins. When they lower interest rates, naturally, people go into assets. Houses are going to go through the roof. Crypto is going to go through the roof. Stocks are going to go through the roof. So let's listen from the horse's mouth what is actually happening.
The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation falls to 2.4% this year, 2.2% next year, and 2% in 2026. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. The committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%, and to continue the process of significantly reducing our securities holdings. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are coming into better balance. We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle, and that if the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year.
Okay, so what I believe is going to happen, this is my opinion, what I believe is going to happen because of the presidential election, they're going to force them to reduce rates, which they're supposed to be a private entity. They're not connected, but they are connected. So they're going to encourage him to lower rates on the back end of the year, which is going to make your assets go parabolic. So here's what I did in 2020 to 2022. And here's what I'm currently doing from 2024 to 2026. So I have a robust crypto portfolio, a diverse crypto portfolio, and a fundamental crypto portfolio across payment rails, supply chain, infrastructure. I have 10% allocated to things like Doge, Shiba, things like that, what I call shit coins. I always pull profits. So now the biggest thing for me is I don't care when the bull run ends or when it starts. What I focus on is if it hits my exit targets. So this is the best way that I can explain it, okay? So imagine you're a surfer and you're on the back end of a wave, right? So you're going up a wave, and it's kind of like the opposite of catching the wave, but you're going up a wave. You're going up a wave, and the whole time, and imagine there's profits inside that wave, and you just keep running past profits, and you're trying to get to the peak of the wave to catch the perfect wave, which you're never going to catch it. And then you get up there and you think you're going to get it, and then boom, the wave collapses on everybody, and you didn't pull any profits on the way up. So what I do is, as I'm surfing up that wave, I'm grabbing into the wave and I'm pulling profits out on the way up, right? I always get my initial investment out. So I'm mostly house money. So I'm pulling on the way up, laddering out. So boom, I pull profits, boom, I pull profits, boom, I pull profits. And then when it gets to that peak, everybody's excited. Boom, I'm pulling profits, and then it collapses. And as everybody becomes the exit liquidity, they didn't pull any profits. I've already pulled profits 3 to 4 times on the way up. Okay, that's what I created Merlin for. We created Merlin. I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin. It's just an interface that shows all your exchanges in one place, your daily gains and losses. And you can set up an exit plan. So it alerts you when you get close. Because what happens, guys, you guys have all experienced this. Technical issues when everything goes parabolic, when everything goes up, there's all these technical issues with the exchanges, and you're trying to sell your crypto and you can't because it's stuck. But I've already sold, for example, I'll use Shiba. Shiba just went parabolic recently, right? I already hit 2 of my exit targets. I pulled. That's now pulled out of the market. I got my taxes put away for that, and because it's long-term capital gains, and I got that sitting on the sidelines right now. So when everything starts to settle and I start pulling profits, I personally am max funding my index universal life policies. For me, it's the foundation. It's at the bottom of the risk pyramid. Okay. I don't care what anybody else says about their strategies. This works for me. At the bottom of the risk pyramid is insurance. That's why banks own so much insurance. That's why wealthy people own so much real estate and insurance. I put my money into insurance. It guarantees my principal. I have the ability to borrow against it tax-free, which is the tax code 7702A, which allows you to borrow against insurance tax-free. Okay. I also get market-like returns. It's indexed to the market. It's not attached to the market. It's not sexy in the first 7 years. Insurance is designed for long term. It's not a retirement policy. It's basically a place to secure your wealth. And because of the tax code 7702A, you can borrow against it tax-free as you get to retirement. It's not a retirement vehicle, but you can borrow against your money tax-free. Unlike other vehicles, when you borrow your money, when you take your money out at retirement, they tax you, right? So I'm locking in my tax rate now. I can borrow against it tax-free, and if the markets come collapsing down, my principal is secure. There's a zero floor guarantee, right? So from there, I will buy more assets when the markets come back down. I'll buy back in. I'll put more money into cash generating assets, businesses, precious metals, and then we're working to get into that real estate game, right? And then self-development, and what makes me the richest man in the world, my relationship with Jesus Christ and God. So that's what I'm doing currently, guys. And in the description of this video, you can download Merlin 30 days for free. Play with it, try it out. Try it before you buy it. Use our customer service, call them up, check out the YouTube channel, everything you need to be successful. So we don't leave you hanging. Also, if you decide, hey, listen, when the kicks in, when you start paying for Merlin, if you're like, I don't like this, you can cancel right there on the app. There is no hoops to jump through. You go in there, boom, you can hit cancel. That's how confident we are in this product. That's how confident in what we created. 36,000 lines of code to create this because we were carrying around spreadsheets in the last bull run. We'd have pull out our spreadsheet and we take a look at it and I go, oh, my target. And then this, I can take the emotion out of it. I get an alert. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what this person's doing. I'm exiting at my targets. And it's worked very, very well because if you're emotional about the markets, you're going to get wrecked. Wall Street's going to win 100% of the time. So we're taking the emotion out of it. We're taking no thought. We're setting up a game plan. We're building the foundation. We're rewiring our minds. We're understanding financial literacy, and we're building generational wealth for our families. So hope this information helps. Description of this video, you can get everything down there. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.